Good morning, everybody. It is January 26th, and I am back with the daily devotional. Hope everyone's doing well. The devotional is titled Praying with Tears. So I have a scripture that I want to read with that. It's Hebrews 5:7, and it goes like this. During his earthly life, he offered prayers and appeals with loud cries and tears to the one who was able to save him from death. And he was heard because of his reverence, and that's Hebrews 5:7. Okay, I'll go ahead with the devotional. The life of Jesus provides the model for our prayer lives. God is seeking to mold us into his Son, into the image of his Son. God is seeking to mold us into the image of his Son. And I will read Colossians 1:27 through 28. Colossians 1, right? Yeah, 1:27, 28. Okay. To them, God willed to make known what are the riches of the glory of his mystery among the Gentiles, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory. Him we preach, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom, that we may present every man perfect in Jesus Christ. Okay. Alrighty, I will go on and continue reading. If we are to act like Christ, our prayers must be conformed to his. Many Christians are unwilling to pay the price that Jesus paid when it comes to interceding with God. Jesus' prayers came with vehement cries and tears, and because of his reverence, he was heard by the Father. Why then did the Father refuse his request? It was not due to any sin in Jesus' life, nor was it because the Father did not love his Son. The Father said no despite the unfathomable love he had for his Son, because he knew he could not spare his Son and save the world. Likewise, the Lord cannot always spare you and your family and complete his redemptive work in those around you. Are you willing for God to deny your pleadings? Will you intercede with the Father so deeply and intimately that even in the midst of your tears you are able to say, "Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done"? The Father will always relate to you out of the context of his love for a lost world. Has God said to one of your requests recently? Has God said no to one of your requests recently? Accept his answer. Have you been learning obedience through what you have been suffering? And I will read Hebrews 5:8. Let's see. Hebrews 5:8. Though he was a son, yet he learned obedience by the things which he suffered. True. That is true. If you have, God may choose to make you a source of salvation to others, even as he did with his Son. So that's a toughie for some, because, well, it can be a toughie for me too, because I pray over my family for their safety, for their health. I pray over them every day. And I'm sure a lot of people do too. And then we have something happen to that family member or a close friend of ours that you've been praying over for God to keep them safe and keep them healthy. And, maybe they get killed in a car accident. And then we're like, well, God, didn't you hear my prayers? I plead with you every day. And now, you took my family member. You took my very best friend. But we have to go back to this. And, God uses things that happens in our lives. Heaven, God forbid that somebody we love dies, but sometimes that's used as a testimony to God. So I'm not saying, don't pray over your family because God's going to take them anyway. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that sometimes God don't answer our prayers the way we want them answered because He has a purpose. And we should always pray that God's will be done because God's way is the best way. So that's how I understand that. And, so still pray over your family and your friends. I'm not saying not to do that because God's not going to hear you or He's not going to listen to you. But just know that sometimes when you pray for stuff, you're not going to get it answered the way that you want it answered. God's will be done. And that's the way we should pray, that God's will is done. Because like I said, that's the best way. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this devotional, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.